It is one of our favorite events of the year for a good reason. Two-stroke drag bikes, there's nothing like them. Nothing quite sounds like a vintage two-stroke drag bike. We've got some amazing two-strokes to see, so lace your shoes up tight. Nothing quite smells like a two-stroke drag bike. Is it true that ladies love the smell of two-stroke exhaust?
A little bit.
Delicious. Good call, who doesn't? They're wild to see. We got some new bikes here this year as well too, so settle in. Former class record holder Brian Pretzel on the 1973 Kawasaki H2 750. Now keep an eye on this gentleman today because I understand he's got an opportunity to lower that record, trying to get under the 833 mark for this combination. No rebound, piston port. Dave Sieber, 1972 Suzuki GT 550, ready to go. One of the toughest racers here, complete custom H2 750 Bad Thad now. Let's get started with eliminations. Here comes Bad Thad. Oh, smell some of that if you can. We need scratch and sniff, YouTube. Smells delicious. Smell that glorious premix. GT 550 versus an H2 750 will stagger the start based on class records. A head start for the 550, but Bad Thad trying to run him down on that Kawasaki H2 750. Top end of the racetrack, win light, give it to Bad Thad. Matt Derrick, 1972 Kawasaki H2 750. Great story here, 20-year-old Bailey Derrick on her H2 750. Great to see some youth in this class, and this is an amazing story because this is Bailey's first pass back since last year. Let's flash back. September 2022. Bailey learning this H2 750. Got crossed up, boom. Hard hit there. Fortunately, she would be okay, but a scary incident for everyone involved, and Bailey courageously comes back. We talked to her about it earlier on. One of the greatest stories at this event. We have to give a big tip of the cap to this young lady, 20 years young, Bailey Derrick. I gotta say, congrats, you were fearless. Last year, we saw a very unfortunate incident. You went down, got bruised up. What is it that brought you back to this sport? You're just not giving up, are you?
Honestly, it was the endless amount of support that I got from all the other racers and more so my dad.
That is so
begging me on to give it another go, but I did it for him, honestly.
Well, that's what's so great is it seems like you and your dad are so close. What do you guys do during the off season in terms of getting these bikes ready, in terms of talking about this?
Honestly, I let him do all the building. I don't partake in that. But we definitely like to sit and rewatch our videos, talk about what's going on when I'm going down the track, what I could do to better my runs and get to it. You know?
Well, good luck. Good luck today. Wish you all the best. Takes a lot of courage to get back on the bike, so hats off, Bailey. She must raise her uncle in round one. Talk about a family affair. That's Matt Derrick in the other lane, also on an H2 750. Here we go. Oh, Bailey crossed up just a little bit off the line. Derrick passes her mid-track. He's going to have an easy one here, but an imaginary trophy goes to Bailey just for being here. She's got a bright future, guys. Win over here, but hey, great job, Bailey. What a great comeback. Mike Van Streen in a 1972 Kawasaki H2 750. It is the quickest two-stroke drag bike in the world. It is the nitrous H2 750 of Jimmy Shongris. Jimmy, you've been a 775. Think we can see some 770s today?
Dialed 770, so hopefully.
Oh, here we go, guys. Hang on. Nothing sounds like this bike. Wait till you hear it. Will we see a record? Kawasaki H2 750 on a lot of nitrous oxide. Yes, this is the world's quickest and fastest. Make sure to share this with a friend who loves two-strokes. Let's see what Jimmy can do here alongside Van Streen, also on an H2 750. Nitrous bike giving chase. Jimmy spun just a little bit. He's on a pass though. Fistful of throttle, top end. Still goes a 783. 783, guys, 783 nitrous two-stroke. That thing is bad to the bone. If you got some friends who love two-strokes, you make sure you tell them that is the world's fastest two-stroke. Nobody can beat him in a quarter mile. Wow, 783. One of the heaviest riders in the category, but don't take him lightly. Steve Chandler, 1972 Kawasaki H2 750. Here is the 1-4-stroke they have grandfathered into the category. It is Rick Steiner Experimental ZX14. ZX14 racers, you may remember last year we did a video where we told you exclusively from Liguri Drag Racing you can get the brand new innovative Kawasaki ZX14 oil pan made by this man Rick Steiner. What did we do, Rick? Did we sell some of them?
Yeah, we got about 104 of them out there in the real world now.
So cool.
Yeah.
And for those that are maybe just discovering this, again, tell us the advantages of your oil pan.
The oil pan's got a swinging pickup in it. And when you accelerate, the oil goes to the back, so does the pickup. The baffle pans have baffles in them, and they try and keep the oil in place. Well, the problem is there's a 3/4 inch diameter tube sucking the oil up out of this cavity. Oil goes up in water, rains down against the back wall where you're accelerating. Then they put roofs on them, and the oil doesn't go back. So they got to run 4 and 5 and sometimes 6 quarts in order to keep the motor in oil. This here, I run 3.5 quarts in this one. 110 pounds of oil pressure from the start to the finish.
There's a category for everybody in Super Eliminator, and that leads us to a 2-stroke versus 4-stroke battle, H2 versus ZX14. Are you old school or new school? 2-stroke or 4-stroke? 2-stroke out in front, ZX14 giving chase. Steiner trying to catch him. Big Steve Chandler, motor in that H2 to a victory. Give it to the 2-stroke. 2-stroke fans will appreciate that. Taking out the 4-stroke in round number 1, 928. Big win, Chandler. And on the Water Buffalo, the 1974 Suzuki liquid cooled GT 750. It is the one and only Kevin Hutchinson. It was the first liquid cooled bike from Japan, hence the nickname the Water Buffalo. This is going to be a great matchup. Suzuki versus Kawasaki. Scott Allen is tough on that Kawasaki H2 750 as he gets set to battle the Water Buffalo. Red light start, unfortunately for Hutchinson. His day is over. Allen advances. Top end of the racetrack. Allen with a nice smooth 912. Roger Hamlet on the 1972 Kawasaki. Check it out, the blue teal paint customization. Old school. Good luck to him. And watch out for Smokin' Joe Molyneux. He's won this event in the past. Looking for another one today. You may remember Smokin' Joe from our Mid-Ohio Vintage Days video. Make sure you check it out if you haven't already. His bike's a work of art, very innovative. I know he's been battling a gremlin. Let's see what he can do here. Smokin' Joe goes red, unfortunately for him. Let's see if he can salvage it with a run in the 880s. I know that would make him happy. Top end of the racetrack, Smokin' Joe still runs in 886. Smokin' Joe leaves too soon. That is the equivalent of offsides in football. Bad news for him. He's out, but what a round number 1, guys. I hope you're enjoying it. Crank up the speakers. More coming. Let's find out a little bit more about these awesome bikes. Always a show. Always a lot of innovation that we see with guys pushing these motorcycles ahead. High performance, everything. Take a look at these exhaust chambers. Love the stock livery, stock paint as well. And there is Dennis. Dennis, good to see you, man. I thought this was so cool, and this speaks to the passion and enthusiasm. You're not even done with this build, but you said, I'm not missing this race. I'm still bringing it.
I'm not missing the race. I've been dreaming of an H2 drag bike for 33 years. 35 years ago, Paul Gask only had a 400 triple, and I wound up with that, but for 33 years I've been dreaming about putting a triple together, and it's finally come true.
What's this need to be done?
Right now I have one part that was a malfunction that really could have done some damage to the engine, and so I decided that it wasn't worth taking the risk of ruining a brand spanking new motor by Mike Bianco. So I decided not to run this weekend, but we Bill Baxter was kind enough to fly in from Dallas and give me a hand making sure that everything was set up correctly. And as soon as I get that one piece done, it's all ready to go, and I'll hopefully be making all of the races with the triple guys for as long as I can.
And there's the piston port motor. Brian Pretzel's going to be looking to set a record today. Record right now on 8:33. Let's see if he can do better. And it's Kev Melling who holds that record, Bill?
Kev Milling from Lincolnshire, England.
How about
My
that?
buddy. And Alan. Oh, Alan.
Oh, well, let's keep an eye on it. He might be a little disappointed because I understand Brian's got a chance to maybe break it today. Yes, indeed. What do you think? Where's he at? What do you think? Give me 5. Give me 5 over here.
Give him knuckles.
Yes. And wait till you see what Pretzel did earlier in the event with his piston port engine. We'll talk a little bit more about piston port versus reed valve. How about that? He goes an 834 146. We told you about Brian Pretzel's bike and how he set a record for piston port 2-stroke. There's also reed valves. There's a lot of different options. You're looking at a reed valve bike now here with Mr. Chandler. Tell me the difference here. What is the difference between reed valve and piston port?
Piston port engines don't have a reed valve is a one-way valve. It only allows fuel to be sucked into the engine, and it doesn't allow it to come back out. You have holes in the side of the piston, for the reed valves. And piston port, the piston is actually the valve.
Wow.
The skirt of the piston acts as the valve. So that's the difference between piston port and reed valve.
What combination is better for drag racing?
Reeds give you more torque, but it seems that you get a lot more high-end horsepower out of the piston ports.
Maybe we'll see this motorcycle go into piston port someday, but it's doing pretty well with the reed valve. Here we go, guys. Big round 2 coming up. Storylines aplenty, 2-stroke fans. Will we see better than an 829? Will Congress go into 770s? Let's find out. Round 2. Let's go. I hope you're loving this video as much as me, Cycle Track. I only wish you could smell it. And this is a massive matchup coming up. 2 H2 750s. Do me a favor in the comments. If you have ever owned a 2-stroke, if you have ever ridden a 2-stroke, I want to hear about it. I want to know about it. Drop that info down below in the comments. Here is potentially the world's quickest piston port all-motor H2 750 coming to the line, but he must tangle with Bad Thad. Brian Pretzel, a former NHRA Pro Stock motorcycle racer. This is going to be a war. What a battle. Pretzel giving chase. Top end of the racetrack. Wind light coming on. Give it to Pretzel. 838, not the record, but that'll get him into the next round. He's flying. Another great matchup coming up. I love the stock livery on this. Van Streen's pit help. She better be careful. I think I saw her shoe get stuck to the ground. It might be stuck to the track. Oh, the VHT compound claimed shoes and socks. She's trying to frantically pull it away. We've all been there. Thank goodness she's okay. Now let's see if her husband can pull out a win. He's got Matt Derrick in the other lane. 2 fast H2s. Nice hole shot. Van Streen, can he straighten it out and get to the 1320 mark first? Top end. Yes. How about it, young lady? You lost your shoe, but he won. All is well. The euphoria of victory took the pain of losing her shoe away. Excellent. Well, here comes Scott Allen, Roger Hamlin. Another mega matchup I'm going to lay out and let you listen to these old school H2 750 scream. Turn up your speakers. Red lights start. Hamlin, Scott Allen's hot streak continues. Top end of the racetrack. He gets there with a 920 on the H2 750. I wish you guys could smell this. I wish you could taste this. Look who's got the bike. There's Bill Baxter here. He's in street clothes. He's just attending this weekend. Good to see him. And ladies and gentlemen, Steve Chandler. This is one bad to the bone. H2 750. Let's see what we run. Whoa, out of the groove towards the wall. Makes a big turn. Somebody tell Steve this is drag racing. You're not supposed to turn. Still goes at 9:22. Bill, I think he took the long way.
Yeah, he took the slalom route to the finish line.
Those things can still move around.
I think it does. You got to sit so high.
But it smells awesome. What do you think, ladies? Does this smell awesome or what?
Smells great.
Is it true that ladies love the smell of two-stroke exhaust?
A little bit.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Who are we rooting for today?
My boyfriend Charlie.
All right, good luck to Charlie. And how about you?
My boyfriend Coleman.
All right, Coleman and Charlie. Good luck to both of them. We might have to get them on two strokes eventually. I think they're both four-stroke guys, right?
Probably.
There you go.
You know more than me.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for being here, ladies. We appreciate it. One more bike left to go. And it's Jim Shongris. He's got the track record. He's hunting a world record. Shongris spins, makes a move towards the wall. Good correction. Gets out of the throttle. Back in the throttle. Here he goes. 006 towards the wall, on and off the throttle. Still goes in 8:37, 161. That is the world's quickest two-stroke. He's been in the 770s. Last thing I have for you is you could be on a ZX14. You could be on a Hayabusa. A lot of different things you could do. You could have an old school KZ drag bike. What is the appeal here? How would you describe it to the average person? The love of these old school two-strokes.
Well, you know, I've always been into. I was a lover of car drag racing. I wound up in Florida working at a motorcycle shop and went to a motorcycle drag race. And one day, one of these started up, and it was like wimpy, smelling a hamburger. I was just drawn to the sound of it, and everything from there. I've bought a bunch of them. I have H2 Crazy for a license plate. I have H2 Crazy for an email address. I have H2 Crazy on my leathers. Both trailer and truck plates are H2 Crazy. I just love these things. There's just nothing like them. There's
Awesome.
nothing like
Well,
them.
I agree. You don't have to explain it to me. I know if you've ever smelled one and heard one, you know exactly what we're talking about. The old school PMFR front end. What type of wheels are these? RC components?
Those are RC components.
I was going to say,
wheels.
look like RC
The
components.
front end is off a 400 triple.
More on that motorcycle in a second, but first let's get you right back down to the starting line because the next round is ready to go, and I hate to say this, but looking up at the sky, it looks like it could rain. Let me cross my fingers and hope that's not the case because this is a massive matchup that we want to see. Two of the hottest riders on the property. Too bad to the bone, Kawasaki H2 750s. Van Streen versus Pretzel. Oh, the luck runs out for Van Streen. I think his motorcycle might have pulled him right through the clutch. How quick can Pretzel go? Remember, he's chasing down a record. You see 831 on the scoreboard. Top end, Pretzel, he goes in 864. What a weekend for him. What a weekend it's been for Steve Chandler coming up next as he gets a start from Rick Steinert, and we're set to go. This is going to be another mega matchup. Two great racers. The only bad news for Chandler is this man's in the other lane. The man from West Virginia, the Mountaineer, Scott Allen. He has turned on so many win lights at this racetrack, so many win lights at this event. He is tough. Two Kawasaki H2 750s ready to go. Dead even off the line. We are bar to bar. We are locked. Chandler down in the full tuck position. Full throttle. Puts it into high gear. Who's going to get the win? Top end of the racetrack. Give it to Chandler. He brought the A game. 921. Stays hot. Takes the win. And now here comes the big bad four strokes as we skip ahead about 30 years of technology. It'll be the Suzuki Hayabusa taking on the Kawasaki CX-14. Yes, just in case you forgot what modern bikes look like, let's give you the dichotomy. let's give you the contrast. We've come a long way, haven't we? This is the modern Suzuki Hayabusa and Kawasaki CX-14, two performance flagship motorcycles. Red light start for the Busa. The Kawasaki CX-14 gonna take the win in this one, but uh-oh guys, I think I'm starting to feel sprinkles. Oh, so close, but a few drops coming down, unfortunately. It's Michigan. What type of exhaust chambers do we have here?
These are fast by gas pro pipes that were on a drag bike in Alaska that I bought off from Ron Reichert of rest in peace Ron from Purple Haze Racing.
Oh, cool.
And
did you get them plated, or were they already plated?
They were already plated when I got them.
Very cool.
This tank is an original steel tank that one of the things I did was make a lot of mistakes, and one of the mistakes was that I had the frame rate without extending the frame, which meant that the stock tank wouldn't fit on in the stock location. So I took this tank and cut the bottom of it out, shortened it up, narrowed it down, rolled it back together, put it back on, and here we are.
Well, great bike. Thanks for showing us, and I wish you all the best in terms of finishing this.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you coming over and saying hi.
Well, guys, in drag racing, sometimes, unfortunately, the rain wins, and that's what's happened tonight. But we still got a lot more coverage to get to. Thanks so much for watching. If you like that video, here's another one for you. Subscribe right in the middle. And you know, if there's anything fast, motorcycles or sleds, we're in. Cycle Drag rolls on. Time to fly on out of this rain, but the good news for you is there are many more two-stroke videos on this channel. And don't forget, I want to know your all-time favorite two-stroke and why down below.